Hey guys, Jad here and welcome to my video about this new Talking Pictures TV event. And I'm filming this bit before I actually go to the event, and I'd just like to say, because this is one I'm doing in March, and the first one that I went to was in March of last year, so it is special because it's like the 1 year anniversary of the first time I went to one of these shows, and I've been to the other shows they've done after that. And also this is going to be in the St Albans Arena, which was where the first one that I went to was held in, so it brings back very good memories of the first event that I went to. And as for guests there that I'm most looking forward to, I'd say the two that I'm most looking forward to are, one is a guy named Neil Brand. He plays like piano music while they show Laurel and Hardy films. I've seen him live before, and if you look at my current profile picture, that picture is actually of when I went to see him, do his Laurel and Hardy show where he plays the music, and that wasn't anything to do with Talking Pictures TV. That was he did that at my local theatre, and I went to see it, and it was really good. And yeah, so it's cool that they're having him at a Talking Pictures TV event. The other person I'm most looking forward to is probably Britt Ekland, because I have two autographs from two other Bond actresses who've been at these shows. I've got one from Madeline Smith, who was in Live and Let Die, and I've also got one from Caroline Munro, who is in The Spy Who Loved Me, and I got them to sign pictures of them from those Bond movies, and I'm hoping I could get Britt Ekland to autograph a picture of her from The Man with the Golden Gun. Yeah, that would complete the collection. And yeah, of course, Madeline Smith and Caroline Munro are going to be at this one as well. It seems like they're making Madeline Smith a regular at these shows now, because the last one I went to, she was actually only a last-minute replacement for Caroline Munro because she got the virus at the last minute. But now they're having like both of them at these shows. And also Britt Ekland used to be married to Peter Sellers, and I'm hoping she could tell some good stories about that. And I'd like to hear good stories from her about the Man with the Golden Gun as well, and working with Roger Moore and all that. So yeah. So I'll cut to something of me at the event or me after the event. So here you go, guys. So here I got some footage of some box sets they had of Tell Me Another, which is a talk show they've been showing on the channel recently. And then over here there's a thing showing about the guests at the next event in July. Here's some more box sets. Yeah, they look pretty nice. And I actually own one of those Talking Pictures with box sets. Yeah, with some interviews that people have done for the channel, and that's really nice to have. Alright guys, so I've just done the first day of the event, and unfortunately two of the guests weren't able to be there, and there were some technical difficulties as well with the screen, but I enjoyed myself anyway. I mean, yeah, with the technical difficulties, thankfully that got better towards the end, but unfortunately like the screens weren't working, the screens behind them, and yeah. As for the guests that couldn't be there, one of them was Pete Murray. He couldn't be there. He was a TV and radio presenter, much like Mike Reed, but fortunately he couldn't be there because he's, a bit too old. I don't know. I mean, he's 98 years old, so I think some like health issues or something, he couldn't be there. And the other one, unfortunately, was Britt Ekland, who I said before I was looking forward to seeing, but, she couldn't be there because they didn't say the reason why, and they said they didn't want to say the reason why, but she wasn't able to come over here from LA because she lives in LA now. But yeah, one thing I'm very happy about is the autographs that I got from the George and Mildred cast members. Yes, they had 3 of the cast members from this show at this event. And yeah, I got the 3 of them to sign it. So I got autographs from him, Brian Murphy. I got one from the kid there, Nicholas Bondoin. And I got one from him, Norman Ashley. And yeah, I've seen him before at one of these shows, and I got a picture taken with him. I'll put that there. And yeah, just seemed like a nice guy. They all seemed nice when I got them to sign it. So yeah, she's not alive anymore, and I think she's still alive, but she wasn't at this show. But yeah, I got the autographs from them. And instead of Pete Murray, they had the actor John Layton. That was pretty cool. He was in The Great Escape. They also had, instead of Britt Ekland, they had Hayley Mills, who was the daughter of John Mills, and she was also a Disney star. And yeah, and she talked about how she's actually in a new movie, and she said she hasn't been in a new movie for ages, but yeah, she was in a new movie. I think she's finished filming it. I think it's coming out this year. It's called The Trap. yeah, funnily enough, she was in The Parent Trap, and now she's in a movie called The Trap. I think the movie The Trap is coming out this year. I think she's already made it, and it's directed by M. Night Shyamalan, which should be interesting. I mean, yeah, his films are interesting. I mean, I like his good movies, but then even like his bad movies are still interesting to me. She also said like she was considered for Lolita in the Kubrick film, but and I think she wanted to do it, but her dad wouldn't let her, and also Walt Disney wouldn't let her because she had this clean Disney image, so she couldn't do something like that. And I got to see Steve there from the Sergeant Bilko Museum or the Phil Silvers Museum. It was nice seeing him there again. Um, and there's a guy who had seen like my short I did, and also a community post I did, and we got to see each other there. And I had seen him in person before at one of these shows, but he found my stuff on YouTube, and so he said, I'll look for you there. So then we did see each other. And also like the guy Andre Vincent, he's quite funny. Yeah, he was funny when he was joking about the technical difficulties, and he talks about stuff that was done in the area that the Talking Pictures TV show is being held in, and this one being held in St Albans. He talked about movies and stuff that were filmed in St Albans, and two that were filmed there. I remember he showed were Wonka, the new Wonka film, and also Johnny English Strikes Again. So that's cool. And as for TV shows that were filmed there, he had The Inbetweeners and also Porridge. Yes, Slade Prison is actually in St Albans. But yeah, overall, I mean, I enjoyed it despite the technical issues and also some of the guests not being there. And yeah, I'll look forward to tomorrow. So yeah, see you there, guys. Okay, so I got some footage of some DVD box sets that they had, and next to it you'll see there's some Blu-rays, and over here there's some books. Yeah, they look like some pretty interesting books. And yeah, and you'll see next to them there's some other DVDs in a box. Yeah, these look pretty nice. Okay, so I've done the second day now, and I'm back home. I've got this T-shirt on today. So yes, thankfully the technical issues got better, and they were able to like play the screen properly, and that was nice because of course they had Neil Brand on this day doing his Laurel and Hardy thing, and that had to have the thing working properly, otherwise it wouldn't have worked. But yes, as I said, I've seen him before, and it was fantastic when I saw him before, and yes, I still really enjoyed seeing him do it here. It was a shortened version. The one that I saw before was a bit longer. This time he only did 30 minutes of it, but yeah, still really enjoyed that. As for other musical guests, they did have a guy, Rick Wakeman. He was very good. He's good at telling the stories, and also when he played the music. He's from the band Yes, and he's also worked with like David Bowie and stuff. And there's a woman named Kate Garner, the daughter of Chaz from Chaz and Dave. She was actually really good as well. One thing that was unfortunate was Mike Reid got a bit too sick on the second day. I mean, he was presenting at first on that day, but then later on he couldn't do it, and they had Andre Vincent replace him. So that was kind of sad. I do hope Mike Reid gets better. But yeah, one that was really nice that I got to meet was a guy, Nigel Plaskitt. I got a picture of him there with the monkey from the PG Tips adverts, if anyone remembers those. Yes, he did that puppet. He also did Hartley Hare is in a kids show and called Pipkins, and they had a reunion because they also had Jonathan Kidd there, who was a presenter on that show. He's also the son of the actor Sam Kidd, and yeah, they talked about that. Also, Jonathan Kidd has done voices for the Mr. Bean cartoon series, which is pretty cool. I mean, I quite like that. Not quite as good as the original live action series, but I still quite like it. And he actually mentioned, when I saw him live, he mentioned that he's recently been doing voices for a new series of the Mr. Bean cartoon. Because I actually did hear recently that they announced a new series of the Mr. Bean cartoon. So yeah, I look forward to seeing like the new series of that, and yeah, I'm glad to hear that he's still a part of it. Nigel Plaskitt has also worked on some Jim Henson properties. He's also worked on the Muppet films. Like he worked on the Muppet Christmas Carol and also Muppet Treasure Island, and he's also worked on Labyrinth and Little Shop of Horrors. So that's nice. And he's also worked on the puppet sketch show Spitting Image. So yeah, And yeah, he did also have the Hartley hair puppet with him as well. I would have liked to have the picture taken with that, but I guess it was like people were having the picture taken with one of the puppets, you know. And I had the picture taken with the monkey. The guy who took it, I thought he might have gotten Hartley hair in the picture as well, but he didn't. He just got the monkey. But yeah, it's still a nice picture to have, and it was nice to see that. Also, I mentioned before that Hayley Mills was in a new Shyamalan movie. I said before it was called The Trap. It's actually just called Trap, but yeah, it should be interesting. And also, Lola Lamore, who sings like the songs at these shows, she actually spoke to me in the audience. Yeah, when she does these, she sometimes talks to people in the audience, and she singled me out and talked to me. Yeah, that was really nice. And it was when she performed the song "Stand by Me," and she was saying, "Do you know this song?" Yeah, and that's a bit newer than songs like she usually does. She usually does songs from like the 40s and 30s, but Stand By Me is actually from the 60s, and she also did mention the movie Stand By Me. Yeah, I love that movie as well, and I love that song. Andre Vincent also continued his thing of like comedy in that area of St. Albans. Yeah, and this time the screen worked better. And yeah, he talked about famous stars who've lived there or visit there, or they, were originally from there. Yeah, there's too many to mention really, but yeah, that was very fascinating. Rita Tushingham was another one they interviewed. They talked about her old films, of course, but they also mentioned a recent film she was in, which was Last Night in Soho by Edgar Wright. Yeah, I've seen that movie. That was interesting that they brought that. So yeah, overall, I did really enjoy this show. Yeah, there were some issues like the technical issues, and unfortunately, Mike Reed being a bit too ill in the second day, and also Pete Murray and Britt Eklund couldn't be there. But I still rather enjoyed the time, and I'm glad that I got that picture and that autograph. So thanks everyone for watching this video. Please comment, tell me what you're thinking. Yeah, thanks for watching everybody, and bye.